everybody, glad you could make it. My name is Kaylee Ellen and welcome to a little extra video to brighten up your week. I actually have, against all of the odds, I have a mini plant haul. It is mini, it is literally 4 plants. And as you may guess from the title, they're not what you'd expect at all. There is not a single aroid here and I'm actually kind of shocked. I'm not kind of shocked, I'm ridiculously shocked. But I've bought the plants that I have. 1, because I'm kind of getting into them. 2, I've just done my cabinet. I did it yesterday. You're not going to see that for another week and a bit, something like that. I think maybe the 7th of February might be the day that you see my cabinet. Not sure. Maybe a little bit before. But I've done it out. So the plants that I have should live in there quite fine. I'm not worried about it. I think it'd be a really good situation for them. So without further ado, I'm going to get into it. I do have a cutting to update you on as well, because I know that I talked about it in a recent video, but I thought I would update you. Sorry, I have the world's most runniest nose. I've been outside this morning. It's now sunny outside, which really annoys me because it wasn't initially. It's been 3 degrees and it's been raining. So I didn't go and see my pony. And now when I actually have to work this afternoon, it's nice weather. Great. I don't know what to start with. Okay, let me take these out and let them dribble dry a little bit because I have them in like a little saucer. I'll show you how I have them after I show you what they are. Right, so the first plant I want to show you, you know what? I think when I got into Hoya, it might have been one of the first Hoya I either A, wanted or B, bought. And I've had it in before. I've literally had it in before. I would like one other type of this Hoya, but I think finding it is going to be an absolute nightmare. But obviously I'll touch on that in a minute. It is actually wrapped the exact same way as when I bought it. I really should have some kitchen roll, but it's on the inside of the kitchen and I'm now sat down, so we'll just have to deal with it as it is. I don't know what made me buy this. Well, obviously I wanted it, but it's more, I'm shocked at myself for buying a Hoya when I said that I wouldn't, essentially. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just too much time on Pinterest, but I ended up buying a Hoya back and I always said that I wouldn't do it. I always said that I wouldn't do it. The reason, and I know I've covered this probably many times before, but the main reason is actually for the floorboards in here, because it's basically an engineered wood floor and the wood is about 1 inch thick. It's really beautiful Bavarian oak. It's got loads of black bits in it. If you've ever seen any of my kitchen floors on camera, then you'll know how pretty it is. I'm just trying to preserve that because I've heard a lot of horror stories about the pollen and stuff like that. But I just had to give it a go. I had to give it a go. And I've decided to start it off with one of the more water-loving Hoya. So I bought, very recently in the last week, I bought this guy. This here, apologies, I do have a ring light on. Hopefully it will actually focus. This here is Hoya Polyneura. I believe it's Brogue. It's basically like a silvery version. If I get right up there and cup the light with my hand so you can see some silver flecks in it. That's basically him. Now, I'm pretty sure I could have this wrong. I don't think I do, though. Did I not used to have a silver one of these? Like full silver. And I think I had one. And I got it in COVID. And it was literally impossible to find. And it would appear that it is still impossible to find. If you have any, let me know. I'm probably interested in having one, to be honest. But I thought, you know what? It's not a lot of risk. It's a cutting. Okay, it's a cutting. It's not a lot of commitment. And if I decide, hey, this isn't for me, it's fine. But I really wanted to start it out with a Hoya that I really, really wanted. So that's why I picked this one. I just wanted to grow something a little bit different. And I know when I was into all my Hoya, I loved all of the silver stuff. So for that reason, I did get this one. I am very much in love with it though. I don't really know what to do other than to maybe just put it straight into pon. Answers on a postcard. Obviously at the minute, the bottom's just been wrapped in tissue paper, which is why it is literally molting everywhere and disintegrating. I have actually been keeping it with literally, we're talking like a few drops in the bottom of my feed. And if you can see, in there. There's just like a tiny bit in the glass of feed, and I've just sort of sat it in here for now while it acclimates. I have my cabinet lights on, it's all good to go. So it is kind of ready to be planted up. I know that it will be growing in, can I see it from here? Yes, if I lean. About at least 20 degrees, and it looks like at the moment, on a more dry day, 65% humidity in the cabinet. Obviously from experience with Hoya, I know that that's more than enough. I know it is because I've done this before. My shop had more humidity. It was like, I think the lowest it ever went was like 70 or something. Maybe it could have gone into the 60s at real low, but I've never had a problem growing the Hoya. If anything, the only reason I killed this originally, if you're wondering, I believe it was underwatering. And I think it's why the rest of the Hoya survived, because this one is more water loving, in my experience anyway, for a Hoya. But the other ones were absolutely fine. I'm pleased to have it back. I know it will take a while, but I think this is good because it's just going to sit there in the corner of my cabinet and not give me any bother. I can't really regret this. It's not like a big plant taking up loads of space. So for now, we're going with this. Now, the seller was kind enough to give me a freebie because I forgot that in the world of buying plants, when you're not doing it, you know, as professionally as I was, shall we say, you tend to get freebies. I mean, that's not something that I could have given out at my shop for obvious reasons, but it was very, very nice to get because 2 of the plants in my plant haul today I've bought. The other 2 are actually freebies. So they provided me with a freebie of this guy, which I'm 99.99% sure it's Hoya variegata, which I did have. My parents may have this one. I would have to ask. Parents, if you're watching, I'm pretty sure that you have one of these, because they do have some of my Hoya. They didn't come here, again, because of reasons for the floor, but a lot of the Hoya that were silvery and alive and everything like that, they went to my parents. Like, I think my parents have... Oh, they have Wilbur Graves, they have Hoya AH074, they have my Kentianas and stuff like that. They have some nice stuff up there, but here's my little freebie. So at some point I would like to plant these, but I'm wondering, Hoya lovers, if it's okay to just put them in pon. The only other thing I've got is moss, and obviously we're not going to do moss. I don't have any Hoya, perlite, stuff like that, and if you know me by now, you'll know that I'm not doing that in this house. Let me know what you would recommend. Let me know what you'd recommend. I just thought, let's add a bit of style. Let's add a bit of style to my collection and just experiment with something small that's really easy. Speaking of style though, I'd like to talk to you about a class I found this month on none other than Skillshare. If you have a specific skill you're trying to learn this new year, then Skillshare is a fantastic place to start. Skillshare is an ad-free online learning platform with literally thousands of classes across anything you could want. Anything from taking up a new hobby, learning how to, for example, rescue your houseplants, stuff like workflow, mindfulness, health, fitness, you name it, it is all on there. You are bound to find whatever it is you're looking for, or maybe stuff you weren't even looking for, because that happens to me 95% of the time that I'm on there. Just this week, I found a class by Vanita Mammon, who teaches you how to paint stylized houseplants with a paint called gouache. The art style she uses is an extremely popular art style, and you normally find it used in illustration and graphic design. And if you're not into painting, I wouldn't worry, because you can also use these techniques to create digital images if that's something you prefer. I've been enjoying using Skillshare for a good few months now, and I really think you will too. But wait for it. If you are interested, you can try Skillshare for absolutely free. Zero. The first 500 people that use the link in my description will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. So head on over, click the link in my description, get your free trial, and get learning today. Thank you so much to Skillshare, and back to the haul. Right, before I show you my begonia, I need to tell you, I cannot believe I'm now into begonia a little bit. Okay, and you will probably get a few videos on begonia soon-ish. I really want to tackle my rare plant index, or like a formation on it or something like that. I also have kind of a begonia wish list forming, so I kind of want to do that as well. And then obviously it does go kind of hand in hand with the rare plant indexy thing as well. Like, I've been into it, right? I've normally find myself when I'm sat in front of the TV, I've done everything I need to do for a day, and I'm basically killing time before I go upstairs to read or something. I find myself all the time on Pinterest, on eBay, and on Etsy, just looking for begonia that look cool, that I like, okay? Now, a lot of the begonia I like are, I'm gonna say commercially rare. I don't think they're easy to get. Surprise, surprise, surprise. And honestly, guys, I don't go looking for this stuff. It just seems to find me. I think I'm just one of these people with expensive tastes, and I don't mean to be. I just like the stuff that you don't often see, but often, you don't often see it. Because it's rare, you feel me? It's not a deliberate choice, but I think if you followed me for long enough, then you probably know that. So when I do show you the begonia, and when I do show you like my wish list for begonia or whatever it is, you'll see a trend very, very quickly. I tend to like begonia that are kind of a long shape. They often have spots, they don't have to, and they're just very angel wingy. I don't like the other kinds, and I think maybe that's for the longest time why I wasn't really vibing with begonia. So I've done a bit of shopping, and I've got some stuff. So the plants that I've got, I love it. I really love it. So this is Begonia malacosticta or malachosticta. I'm going to say it's malacosticta, and it's beautiful. So sorry for not quite knowing the name. Honestly, it takes me really back to the days where I started my channel. This is the weirdest thing, guys. It's like it's coming round full circle. But I need to show you this, okay? You're probably going to be like, so boring. It's really not. For starters, I'm going to show you the back first, okay? I know I have quite a big ring light on, so you'll have to bear with me. It's still in the packaging because I just got it last night, okay? I got it last night at like 6 p.m. and I was still working. I think I'd only just finished the cabinet when I bought it. So really good timing. But the front, can you hopefully see what the front looks like? It has loads of little pinky spots over it. I hope it does become apparent there. But the shape of it is so incredibly amazing. Look at that shape. It is so long and sexy. I'm so excited by it. And when the light passes through these polka dots, I don't know if you can actually see what happens, but it just looks so, so pretty. I'm absolutely in love with this. And I wasn't actually shopping for this. I was just looking for anything long and angel wingy and spotty and something that was different enough to the other begonia I bought, which I'm going to update you on. So yeah, I wasn't actually looking for it, but I saw it on eBay and I was like, you know what? That's kind of nice. It's affordable. It looks like it's been started off right. It's very pretty. Hopefully it's fine. Will it be fine in a cabinet? Yes, cool. So I really, really wanted to try it out. So it's just so pretty. I hope we don't get loads of damage from acclimation because I'm not very good at begonia. I only have one. Where is it? This thing here. I have this. And I'm not brilliant at taking care of this, but I also know why I'm not. It's because I've planted it up, it's in moss, and the moss is drying out around the root, and it's very bad. But I know I can make it better. And I do need to still propagate that very soon, by the way. But I just really wanted to give it a go, and I'm just really happy with it. And I've seen loads of differing pictures of this. A lot of the times when I Googled this, I see pictures of it, and it looks almost looks quite washed out. Now, I'm not saying it's the world's strongest looking begonia, but I do think that people seem to grow these quite washed out looking, and maybe I'm going to be wrong. Maybe this is my stupid theory kicking in that I can make everything dark and sexy because my feed does, but I want to see what happens with my feed with begonia anyway. But I'm hoping to keep it like really nice and dark, because honestly, if you Google it, you will see what I mean. You just get these really horrible, like limey results, and it's not for me. And if the plant turned out like that, I would actually genuinely be kind of good. So hopefully that won't happen. But yeah, that's him. One more time. He's so pretty. See him? I'll show you the back. Oh my God, that is so nice. So that was Begonia malachosticta. I keep wanting to say malachostica, but it's not. It's malachosticta. Very, very pretty. And I know this plant makes a lot of hybrids as well. I've seen some hybrids of this with Darth Vaderiana or Amphioxus and stuff like that. I don't think I want to buy Amphioxus back. I don't know why. I'm just not as interested in it anymore as I used to be back in the day. I just want the more graceful looking ones for now. So we'll see how that goes. Pray for me though, because I really don't want anything bad to happen to these. But if something does happen to these, it's totally my fault. It's totally my fault. But yeah, at some point we will change these. I will obviously snip into this properly, probably tomorrow, because I have to film my podcast in literally like an hour. So the wonderful thing that occurred, guys, and I'm very happy about this, was the seller threw in a freebie. They reached out to me on Instagram and said, hey, is it you that's like bought a cutting from me on eBay? Is it you or is it not you? That has the same name as you. I was like, no, that's me. And they put a freebie in the box, and I could not be more delighted because this freebie is so beautiful. It's everything I hoped my cutting would become. And it's this. This is, guys, it's Begonia White Ice, and it is the same as the cutting that I bought, which I will update you on after this. But it's just, I love this plant. I liked it as a cutting. I liked it when I saw big, massive, like, plants of it on the internet, and I like it in person, which is a great sign. But just look at how pretty this is. How can you not like this? Can you believe that I'm actually sat here loving on Begonia? Because honestly, I really can't. Like, I'm still in shock, and I'm not even just saying it. This is actually wild. Who even knows what I'm going to like by the end of the year? It's almost like, because I'm not, how do I put it? Because I'm not trading, like, actively in aroids, my head hasn't had to be in that all the time. And when I look on the internet for stuff, it's not like, oh, I'll check prices on this to see how they're doing. It's like, well, what's attractive? What do I like? And it's, you know what? It's been so nice for me to have that rather than the kind of like the life I had before. So I'm really glad to have found a different kind of plant I like. Will I like every begonia under the sun? No. I already know that I don't. But I'm so delighted to have a more established plant of this. This is a plant, it's not even a cutting. Look at that. How pretty. And the thing is, I know I had this on a wish list. It was when I still had my cutting. I showed my mum it, and I don't think she was that bothered. But I took a picture of this specific plant yesterday, and I sent it to her, and she was like, oh my God, what is that? I love it. And I'm like, Mum, that's Begonia White Ice. You've seen it before, and you didn't like it. You don't like spotty things. She was like, yeah, I know, but I like that. I'm like, okay. Just to let you know before I put it down what the bigger leaves look like. I'm sorry, but that's just cute. That's just cute. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. You're probably thinking, oh, you'd probably love the Begonia maculata, the one with the big spots on it. I think I used to like it way back in the day, but I've seen it so much now. I'll be honest, I don't care anymore. Like, I don't actually like the spots being that big. I prefer this. So, super happy with that. The thing I want to update you on is... so classy. I put it in this, guys. I put my cutting in the wine glass because every time I needed a glass when Amber was here, I kept taking out some sort of glass from the cabinet and having to use it, God forbid, for a normal purpose. So the glass it was in just got relegated and relegated and relegated until it was in, alas, a wine glass. I'm going to pull the cutting out. It's done all right. It's bent a little bit, and I know why it's bent. It's curved itself because of the way that it sat in the wine glass, because it's had to in order to balance. So it's therefore had to start growing up like that. I'm sure that's very easily correctable once I plant it. But eventually, guys, we got some roots. I don't know what to do. So far, I'm keeping it in water for a little bit. If I actually hold that over my jumper, you might be able to see the root more. Maybe? Yeah, you should be able to see the root there. I don't know whether to keep it in water a little bit longer. The cutting's taken, I wouldn't say it's taken a beating, but obviously it's not. It's slightly crisped up. Fair enough. It was an unrooted cutting. So I don't really know what to do. Or if I end up changing the pots on these, this could go in there and be started as a small one. I don't know. I don't actually know what to do. If you know what to do with this, let me know. I would really love to put the begonias into pon. I'm not fussed on the brand new ones I've got because if I could get away with it, I would like to keep them, I don't know, best part of a month maybe in these little pots. If you're the seller and you're watching this, let me know if that's a good idea. But I'd probably like to keep these in these little pots just for a little while, just to make sure they're okay. And I want to take the extra time with these because obviously it's not something I usually do. So let me know what the advice is on that. But yeah, I need some ideas, especially for the Hoya as well. That concludes my cute little plant haul. Honestly, guys, I'm so excited to be into a different type of plant. It feels really nice and refreshing, but I'm really excited to eventually show you this cabinet. This cabinet is fantastic. You might have seen very briefly my Instagram story where I showed you a picture of it empty. Honestly, I'm so pleased about it. The only thing I've got now is everything, all the shit that was in the cabinet, I've put it back in. So at the minute the cabinet's not styled or anything, I've just put all my stuff back in, because styling it will be probably another video, but it will be put into the cabinet video. Just at the very end, you'll see it styled. Yeah, and then we can restyle it, we can reconfigure it, we can do all the things. But I'm so happy with this cabinet. I honestly, I can't wait to show you, but it will have to wait till next month. I haven't even edited it yet. And honestly, I think I was on like 4 hours doing it. It was a long time. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I need to edit this video, send it off, and prepare for the podcast, which by you viewing this now is live. It has to be. It has to be. So the link will be in the description to my podcast. This episode is basically all about New Year's resolutions or goals and why they're not sticking for you and why I don't like them and reasons why I've failed in the past and reasons why I think you can make goals stick for you. So it's kind of all about that. I know that's wishy-washy, but that's basically what it's about. So hopefully I'll see you there. It's also available on Spotify if you'd like to do that as well. If you don't want to watch it, but you'd rather listen to it, it will be live on Spotify. So thank you very much for watching this video, guys. I know this was short, but you know me, I can't remember the last time I did a plant haul. It's been a long, long time. So thank you very much for watching this video, guys. I will love you and leave you, and I will see you in the next one.